Internet, hello and welcome to a feature-length live commentary watch-along of Thor Ragnarok. If you're new to my channel, there's a whole bunch of you new folks to the channel. Basically, once a month I try to do one of these watch-alongs and they are sponsored by a patron. This is patron saint of watch-along, Michael McCarstle's pick for the month. We agreed it was time for some Thor Ragnarok, and we agreed that I should remember to mute my computer. So basically, if you want to become a patron, there's all sorts of tiers from $5 to $250, from being a part of the Discord to a patron-only podcast where I review every single movie and TV show I've watched that week, to comic books. I read like 50 to 60 comics a week. All of those reviewed A through F. We've also got every movie reviewed. We've also got picking what I review as I would for Collider or Screen Junkies, one of those networks, or a feature-length commentary like this. There's all sorts of stuff over at Patreon, but because my patrons are awesome, it is free for you on YouTube, but they sponsor it. So if you're a fan of this, thank Michael McCarstle. Michael McCarstle is the man who does these watch-alongs with me. He is in the chat right now. Amazingly, he had the day off of work. This all just lined up amazingly. Like this was actually very fortuitous. I've had a bunch of phone issues. My phone went swimming. Even with insurance, it cost me $300 to replace. I still have to wait 2 days to get it in because it was a holiday. And I was about to get a new phone in 2 weeks when the new one drops. So I'm about to spend $300 plus the $1,400 I was already going to spend. Basically $1,700 for a phone. It's crushing. But for now, I have a phone. And for now, I have you. And we have Thor Ragnarok. Now, Thor Ragnarok, I have... sorry, Spidey's on my lap, so I'm not moving so great. I personally have on Blu-ray. I'm watching the standard edition on Blu-ray. It should be the exact same amount of time as watching it on Disney Plus, watching it streaming, however you're watching it. I'm personally watching it on Blu-ray, just so you're aware. I have it currently set at 4 seconds in. It's on the Marvel page. It is apparently not. That's a first. There was a Amber Alert. That was very intense. I didn't know what to do. Spidey and I panicked. It is apparently not Michael McCarstle's day off. It was just fortuitous that he happened to have the evening off because he already worked this morning. So thank him for working, and thank him for being here, and thank him for sponsoring this watch along because he's already done working. Also, I know inevitably you guys are going to want to see this man. This is a gentleman right here. He's hanging out. He's doing the work. He's on my lap. At some point I have to get him up because I'm gonna get a beer. But for now he's on my lap. So we are on the Marvel Studios logo. I will put the time code in for those watching it later, so you can just click on. We're about 3 minutes in. And I was letting people join the chat. We are 4 seconds in right now. Curtis Mason is awake now. Welcome, Curtis. We're about 4 seconds in. I'm gonna press play. I'm going to count down from 10, then press play. Obviously, 4 seconds. Oh, yeah, Lippy on my face because you guys wouldn't see. Oh, that's amazing. I'm looking forward to watching that back. I just didn't know what was going on. You guys got to see my fight or flight response. Confusion. I'm going to count down from 10 and then press play. And that's, like I said, about 4 seconds in. It's on the red of the Marvel Studios logo. Now, to preface this, I haven't seen this one in theaters. Don't tell anyone, just the whole internet. All right, diving in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Unpaused. We got music, we got swelling, we got strings, we got Marvel Studios logo. Alright guys, I'm going to own something. I don't talk about this often. A lot of people get really mad at where I rank Thor Ragnarok in the entire MCU. I saw this twice in theaters. I haven't seen it since, because I don't love it as much as everyone else does. I think it's a fun time, but I think it's around the halfway point in the MCU for me, and I'm about to see if that changes. This is like 14 or 15 for me in the MCU ranking, which is still incredible because there's been some amazing works, but it's in a lot of people's top 10, it's in a lot of people's top 5. It's at about the halfway point for me, so this is the first time I've watched it in 3 years. Maybe 4 years now because of the pandemic. I haven't seen this in theaters, so let's see how it might change my experience. And I love Taika, and I love everyone involved. All caveats aside, it's just that the MCU is so strong. He got up by himself. I'm not a monster. My struggle with it the first time through is that it's a full-on comedy, and the MCU hadn't done anything quite like it. Because even Guardians of the Galaxy is dark in its humor. It's got a lot of drama and depth. Now, I'm not saying this doesn't, but I wasn't prepared for this to be a full-blown comedy. At that point, I had seen Hunt for the Wilder People, but I didn't expect full-blown comedy from Thor, so maybe that was why. Oh, that surgery looks great. Son of a bitch! Hey, AJ Lancaster, patron saint of reviews, the Tater Tot champion, and Ted Lasso encourager. Ted Lasso review this Friday, sir. Good to see you, AJ. Now, in fairness, I love Taika more than I did 4 years ago because I've just seen more of his work, so this might actually change everything because I'm already enjoying this a bit more. Also, good watchalongers, I haven't seen this one since theater, so I do apologize for any long gaps of silence where I'm just in, because this has got to be a journey. The character design, already stunning. I love how it immediately dives us into this world. Even the details of like how the chain looks are fantastic. I love what they did with Asgard in the first. Second one's, one of the weaker films, but Taika really embraced what you can do balancing comedy and drama in this one. Also, the comedy of Thor is really interesting because Kirby's Thor run was a little more sincere, but it has some hokey funness. Walt Simonson's going to have a more serious Thor, but there are runs like Ultimate Thor that have a lot of humor in it, and this is playing off of basically Taika's humor meets Hemsworth's natural humor. They cast a guy that's great at comedy, and then you get something like this, which does have some comic precedent, but it's really reshaped comics, I think. I mean, you cast a guy as funny as Chris Hemsworth with arms like that, you got to make it happen. And an incredible use of the insanity of Immigrant Song. Like, I do have to say the first act action set piece here is spectacular. Marvel does a really good job making sure you're back to being invested, but this is already telling you it's not going to be your daddy's Thor. The visuals are going to be different. Obviously, the comedy's different. It immediately immerses you, which is a blast. And you see his powers evolve, like how much more powerful he is here. Yeah, this is a squished Robert Downey Jr. face. I thought it was appropriate for this episode. We got Wolverine in the corner. Also, Searcher is at times as big as a mountain, so it's fun to comment on the discrepancy in size and strength and all that with the boss fight. Searcher would be a lot of movies' big boss, but he's the opening boss here because of where we develop with Hela and things. And it's actually like, I don't mind that element. Which is saying something, because Surtur is quite the character in the comic books. Carl Urban, this is a spectacular decision. All around. I just realized this might help. Okay, I'm gonna grab a beer while we're still in action first act mode. Apologies. I also feel like Heimdall is well used here as compared to other installments when we get him. Because Heimdall is such a wasted talent. Idris Elba should never be used so little. Michael McCarstle says, I will never not hear Emma Get Strong and not think of this movie. That's fair, and that's quite a classic song, but they really did take ownership of it. This character design, the dragon and everything, is just so beautiful. Like, this looks like the side of a van. Like, this is such a stunning visual. Oh, Carl Urban skirt is amazing. This is also a great setup for him going on to The Boys. Like, this was a great way for more audiences to get to experience the glory. Okay, that might sound better. Okay, so already I'm enjoying the visuals more than I remembered because this is just stunning. Like, what an insane... I remember loving the Valkyrie visuals, but this is absolutely jaw-dropping. Yeah! Okay, so anyone joining in, I just got to Thor Ragnarok, the logo, the beautiful imprint of the Bifrost and bringing him back, and now a half-dragon head has appeared. Lots of Kirby flavor, I agree. Doom Boogie, lots of Kirby flavor. Worth noting, I saved this beer for this movie because this looks like the Bifrost and this feels like Thor Ragnarok. This is the most Thor Ragnarok labeled beer I've seen in my life. This is a Pag Fuzz. This is thanks to Tavour. Tavour is a sponsor of mine. If you want to check the chat, use code KOI10, you get $10 off beer. And you get it delivered right to your door. I'm having myself one of these right now that I'm very excited about. It is a kettle sour with passion fruit, orange, guava, and vanilla. And this feels like it's in honor of Ragnarok right here. It felt appropriate. And, because of the movie we're watching, out of a Thor glass. Ragnarok beer, Hulk glass. This felt right. Saved it for this movie. And I know Michael McCarstle would appreciate it because he's a beer man himself. Fantastic Mr. Fox asks, do you expect Love and Thunder to be more of a Natalie Portman movie or Hemsworth as the main focus? I think it's actually going to split pretty evenly. I think she's going to be like 40%, him 60%. I think it's going to be like a space Guardians of the Galaxy romp and also the becoming of Mighty Thor. I think we're going to get a lot of both. I think it's going to be a big, big movie. But slightly more Hemsworth, I would imagine. One of the best cameos of the entire MCU right here. We've got the brother Hemsworth, not Liam. We've got one of the best cameos from one of the most cameo masters, Matt Damon. The second time he's playing Loki. The first in Dogma, a different Loki. This is just amazing. Also, the frog is straight from the comics. That is canon. Loki as Odin, making that joke because he did, in fact, do the frog turning. Then we got in Loki, Frog Thor, which is amazing. Oh, I love Matt Damon at this. Tavour, Koi10, $10 off beer. Tavour. Link in the chat. Link in the comments. No, Matt Damon Loki. I love the Warriors 3 in the background too. This is beautiful. This scene's great. And the great Sam Neill. If you haven't seen The Hunt for the Wilder People, this is necessary. Taika's Sam Neill is a hell of a Sam Neill. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I needed that. Delicious kettle sour. Thank you to Pag Fuzz. This is from Lumberbeard Brewery in Spokane, Washington. Lumberbeard Brewery, thank you. Anthony Hopkins is so good at embodying both Odin and Loki here. That's a really difficult line to walk and a difficult role to play. Asgard is stunning. I totally agree, Michael. We got Dolt for Cash saying, first thing that comes to mind when I think about Ragnarok is Korg telling Loki, piss off, Ghost. Never fails to get a laugh from me. And love Hopkins in this too. Chris Klukas says, same deal. Did I enjoy Jojo Rabbit? Quite a bit. I really love Jojo Rabbit. It was my top 10 that year. I love him toying with Loki because he knows he's Loki, but Loki doesn't know that he knows. Yes. All right, this is fun. This is fun. Michael McCarstle, you might be right here. This might have to move up the list. But there's a lot of good stuff on that list. And of course he took away Heimdall because he would see everything. Sorry, I pulled a peck. Very Asgardian injury. The setup of Loki from this into Endgame into Loki is pretty genius because he's evolved some post-Avengers here, so he's slightly better, not a lot, and he did sacrifice some stuff in Dark World. He has improved as a character, but in Loki he has to evolve so much more in no time at all with the character. Them on Earth with Shady Acres. Shady Acres, by the way, is canon in the comic books. I also love the slight homage to the 80s wrestler Thor going on here visually. Great use of exposition, because at this point, Natalie Portman was not part of the MCU. In Endgame, the scene with Natalie Portman is actually unused footage from Thor Dark World, so she wasn't back until Thor 4. So this is a great way to cover those bases. And all the setup with like him turning into a frog and stuff, like all of this is very plausible mischief. And now the Doctor. Man, okay, this movie's a blast. This feels like a comic book more than I remembered. I think I was just angry it was such a comedy, but that was on me. I also saw it like Bad Circumstances. All right, reevaluating. Agreed with Michael McCarstle in the chat saying the Loki wig is rough in this movie. I have a tricky thing where I like Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange in everything more than his solo movie. So I think maybe I need to watch his solo movie next. Michael, I have Doctor Strange as my bottom 5. Is that also correct? Or is that incorrect? Because I feel like his solo movie is not so great. But I love him in this, and obviously I love him in the Avengers films. I love the gloves here. I love that he feels like Doctor Strange. I'm really curious about No Way Home. Oh, this would be the first time they're meeting. That's true. Except the post-credit scene. Michael says, look, dude, it's okay to be wrong about this movie. I'm having a good time. Do you prefer Doctor Strange with yellow gloves like in Ragnarok or without them in his other movies? I like the gloves, personally. This was the post-credit scene in Doctor Strange, leading up to this film. Cheers. All the Daryl stuff, too, setting up this film is genius. I think we're getting Daryl back in Thor 4. I think it's been softly confirmed. But the lines like the email and computer are pretty peak Taika, which does work better for the character than I remember. I'm having a time here, Michael. Could have just walked. Oh, destroying the Sanctum Sanctorum. Yeah, I feel like Doctor Strange just is Doctor Strange more now that he's been developed. The origin, just we had to get through a lot. And then that, of course, was referenced many times in Loki, the hair flip, etc. It's an iconic moment in the lore. What a great cameo. Or, supporting. It's also great to see the power evolution of Doctor Strange and, like, him just manhandling Loki. John Getz in the chat, the great John Getz. We're doing My Hero Academia Season 3, Part 3 next week in honor of John Getz. He says, oh damn, the funniest Marvel movie. Then we got Curtis Mason. I think this scene shows how laid back Strange is with magic. I'm not surprised he opened the multiverse. I'm very curious about how this all develops. Fantastic Mr. Fox. I think that if Doctor Strange came out in like 2010, literally the same movie, it would have much better reputation. Yeah, this scene is a tearjerker, Michael. I agree. We lost Frigga, Rene Russo, their mother, in Dark World. The love that he has for his kids here, this is all so painful. Just commentaries on the old gods and aging and mortality, even amongst gods. Whole lot of information there. The live chat is saying Anthony Hopkins with that range filming the oh shit scene in this one. I agree, John Getz. Like, this is a powerful moment. Also saying, honestly, thought Odin could have given them a bit more warning rather than waiting till he was about to die. You know, would have been nice. We got GW427. Can't wait for Love and Thunder. I do love how nonchalantly Odin accepts his fate. That it does feel like Odin to me, for sure. John Getz says, Dr. Chambers bold. I've never seen a movie kill off his main character 500 times. And Fantastic Dr. Fox was saying if it came out earlier, it would have been different, and Michael McCarstle agreed. Gotta look into that. I might need to rewatch that one. Also, these transitions, like that moment would have been the biggest moment in cinema in 2008, 2009. And all these little throwaway like costume changes and introductions, and it all feels like classic Thor, but with a different level of comedy than we're used to. It really does interestingly balance tones, and she's my fourth favorite villain in the entire MCU. Hela is just astounding. She was number 3 until Tony Leung's Wenwu in Shang-Chi took the spot. Thanos, Killmonger, Wenwu, Hela for me. Cate Blanchett is just perfect here. Good God. Also, the most attractive villain in the MCU. Like, staggering. This outfit might be my Leia's slave outfit. This might be my nerd total fandom crush outfit. Cate Blanchett is fire. Yes, I do. I remember Matt Key and his enthusiasm for Doctor Strange released back in Marvel Moon is you're goddamn right. The OG. Michael, I love her so much. She just destroyed Mjolnir, by the way. That was in the trailer. That was mind-blowing. That's her power level. And that moment, which was then replicated in What If Episode 3. Okay, I gotta stop talking for a second. You gotta get some Hela going. Ooh, now Hela's got Reign of Earth. Loki's cowardice, costing them, which is a recurring thread, a recurring theme. And now, she has access to Asgard. And Loki has been driven off the path. And it would not have been this case if things were different because of Loki's choices. All of it's beautifully done. Well, look at this imagery, too. Setting up Cosmic Marvel, Rainbow Bridge, all the things to come. John Getz, you can't fix her, Michael. She will literally kill you. Where do I rank Vulture? Actually, that's a really good point. Vulture's the next one down right after Hela. Really solid question. Vulture is literally right there. Vulture's my number 5. Good call. The scene alone with him overpowering Peter in the warehouse that turned into that goblin metaphor. Oh, love Fendral. Love our Punisher own playing, what's his name here? Good survival instincts. Michael says, honestly, I'm okay with that being my end, and I can't say I disagree. There are so many worse ways to go than Cate Blanchett taking you out as Hela in that outfit. I'm going at some point. I'm with McCarstle on this one. This does really set up Cosmic Marvel better than I remembered as well. Like I said, I haven't seen this since theaters, but this does tie into what we're getting with Eternals. This ties into What If. This ties into a lot of the cosmic stuff to come. I think Thor Dark World is going to be really interesting with, not Thor Dark World, Thor Love and Thunder. with how big the scope is because of post Avengers. It's got, Guardians, it's got him. It's coming after Doctor Strange 2. What's interesting is December Spider-Man 4 is only 3 months before Doctor Strange 2. Those two are going to be a 1-2 punch. This is May. This is only April, May away from Doctor Strange. So we're going to be just finishing almost an Avengers 5 level event with Doctor Strange. That movie's going to be bigger than people are anticipating. And this is going to be the big summer movie in May. That's going to be Guardians meets Thor. Love and Thunder is going to be bananas, but this movie is way more cosmically tinged than I remember. His triceps are bananas. Also, this planet has, it's garbage, not the end of the world, but this planet definitely has some Loki vibes. I love the production design of this film. Taika did great work here. Like McCarstle says, I seriously can't imagine having arms like those. They seem so heavy. Worth it, but hilarious. Yeah, each of those arms is probably like 20 pounds. That's a lot of arm. Because his arms are probably like 5 inches bigger than mine. My arms are heavy. And I'm a big dude, but he's a monster. Like, he's not even human anymore. Yeah. And he's even bigger in Love and Thunder. He looks like a Rob Liefeld drawing. I love this little Star Wars moment as Taika is about to be a Star Wars director in his own right very soon. This all is very Star Wars. And one of the best introductions of one of my favorite Phase 3 characters, the great Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie. One of the reasons that this film got devalued for me was them cutting out the scene with her lover, the other Valkyrie, and the emotional stakes of that. That really hurt me. But this introduction is spectacular. I love Tessa. Yeah, Fantastic Mr. Fox, these triceps ain't shit next to Love and Thunder. Also, personal anecdote, I hung out briefly with Miss Tessa Thompson at Comic-Con 2019. She is so impossibly nice and so generous with her time and so, caring about the fandom. We had a great conversation about the strength of the Valkyries and the importance of the characters in the mythos and the actual ties to mythology. And, Tessa's just lovely. Great conversation. She's really a sweetheart. One of my favorite people I've actually talked to about comic books, Tessa Thompson. Very Star Wars choices here to me. Valkyrie! Was a little confused, admittedly, while I'm giving some criticism, in addition to cutting that important scene, why they would just choose an electric-based device to take out the God of Thunder, who also wields electricity. He's not the God of Hammers, but he does wield electricity. I don't know how the electricity there would work. Neither here nor there. Yeah, see, hey Coy, happy Tuesday. Just wanted to hop in to say love and appreciate all the gem you share. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for sharing. I try. I appreciate you. I love the weird choices. Like this angle, all of these angles are not most directors would do. I love the hyper-confident position of Tessa here. I love the strength of it. I love him being literally under her. So many great choices. And even the ship design to make that shot possible. Fantastic Fox says, yeah, Valkyrie is cool, but Jeff Goldblum, you have to have my favorite new character. I mean, he's up there, especially as the Grandmaster and him being the brother Benicio del Toro in the comic canon. The Turn, one of my favorite parts of the film, is a blink and you'll miss it joke. Valkyrie says, you guys have a beast, so great. She crushes here. Man, this movie moves at a clip. Kate Blanchett. Goddamn. Because she plays the Shakespearean elements we got from the Branagh ones leading up to this. She plays, like, you know, that Shakespearean Anthony Hopkins flavor as the firstborn daughter, but still gets the comedy, still gets the comic. Like, her tone here, her balance of tones, masterful. Which is why she's my fourth favorite villain. Also, all the kneeling, like Loki, her other brother. Michael says, I feel like it's not explicitly electricity, but there's just how it translates on screen. I just wish it was like somehow differently visualized because of that question I have. I love that. You do not listen to a word I just said. The dialogue here is so good. I don't want to be the guy just repeating lines, but here we are. Also, the use of power here. I mean, the visuals of Asgard are always stunning, but, you know, you got to think about the scope of this. If you're following the Thor story, like, the end of Asgard is a giant thing, and Hela's just taken out all of these soldiers that have been all powerful in the universe. And then this movie spells the end of Asgard, which impacts the mental state of Thor and Loki and everything going forward. And this fight's just awesome. And then the betrayal here. Michael, I agree. I hope she comes back. Hela's incredible. Kate Blanchett is just, oh, perfect. Fantastic Mr. Fox. I think Thor wins because it's his movie, but it could be Hulk's fight. Also, pretty brutal for a PG-13 movie. No blood, though. And Americans, that's the only difference. Asgard, stunning, as discussed. We're about to have some of the best Heimdall. Telling ya. Wasted for movies and movies, but Idris Elba's Heimdall is fantastic here. He went from playing Mandela on a Friday, and then on a Monday was playing Heimdall for another director for, I think, Dark World, and was just, like, bummed. But I think there's redemption for Heimdall in this film. They need to make this a Disney ride yesterday. This right here, this exact ride. I want this at Disneyland. I want to ride this ride. Same voice and everything. Space Mountain. Here we go. Sakaar! Planet Hulk. Seriously, this ride would be incredible at Disney. Curtis, I completely agree. Curtis just said, I believe so hard that she would be the stand-in for Death in Infinity War, but I'm still happy with what we got. I really thought she was going to be as well, like Thanos especially, but it did not. What a great use of exposition here. This is genius. Such a fun, playful way to bring in Planet Hulk. Oh, I want this ride. Another incredible introduction. Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum. Very Wonka River. I agree the turn. Very Wonka River. I want to be in one of these sets just to do a set visit of this insanity right here. Taika gets exactly how to use the Goldblum. I do think we'll see the Grandmaster in Love and Thunder. I do think Grandmaster's coming back for Thor. You can't not bring back the Goldblum. The little interactions, the little subtleties. I can't wait for the Eternals to let more characters like this exist. The tone won't work for Chloe Zhao's film, but we might get new introductions that allow for Thor 4, because Thor 4 follows the Eternals, right, in chronology. We might get a new... We could get the Gardener. We could get Mark Hamill as the Beyonder. Any sort of thing. After Doctor Strange movie, I really thought the sequel was going to be Doctor Strange and Chiwetel Ejiofor Mordo, but they decided to do big ensemble instead. I don't know about that. Everything's an Avengers level event now. It's really tricky. And Mordo's probably going to end up on a TV show. I think we're going to have smaller cosmic there. Does the collector own a copy of Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory? Confirmed, Curtis Mason. For sure he does. The striations in his delts are really impressive. Like, his impressive striations. Got to get my Thor gains on before Thor 4. Hey! What are you whispering about? Exceptional use of Goldblum. The running adopted joke, real good work. Asperg. Here he comes. There he is. I love the director being this character. That's the versatility. There's the word. Versatility of Taika Waititi. I also love that we had someone of his species in Thor Dark World and we redeemed them here. The most Taika character. So you think from now on MCU movies are going to be ensembles instead of more focused hero stories? I think every fifth or sixth one will be solo stories like Shang-Chi, but I think overall, if it's a sequel or on, it'll be an ensemble, and then on TV will be the solo stories leading up to the big event movies. I think the movies are basically going to be miniseries and annuals in comic book terms, and the shows are going to be the monthly issues. At least Chris Hemsworth got 2 movies without the wig. Yeah, and Loki's wigs have gotten better too, so things have improved. Also, an interesting commentary on history and how we rewrite history. Not unlike American history. Painting over the atrocities with shiny pictures. Shatman TV. Shatman, we are at the ceiling, the Michelangelo ceiling reveal. Hela is showing the original history of Asgard. We're about 30 something minutes in. Someone with the time code, if you could share that, that'd be amazing. Also, much love for the production design carrying the Asgardian like flavor. Yes! That way you retconned the right side, left side of hand. Perfectly done. This whole sequence. Much like with Loki with the Infinity Gems in the Death's Drawer, this gives a good establishment of the power restructuring of the universe as escalation goes. We are apparently at 44:30. Like McCarstle, thank you very much. 44:30 in the film. Put world history as a whole, not only American history. That's fair, Fantastic Mr. Fox. That is totally fair. Jesse Swift, Quirky Merc in the house. God damn, is she perfect. You just got such a thing for Cate Blanchett as Hela. Think about how cool these special effects are, and they're used so subtly in such fun ways. These special effects would blow minds, and they're used so, like, with disregard. It's insane. She's got a flaming hand. This is such a comic book movie. Hey, Coy, last time I watched you was on Collider when it was good, and then recently with Greg and John the Real React. It's good to see you again in this game. You're so knowledgeable. Thank you so much, man. Cannabis Al, I appreciate you. I've been trying to grow this channel again. I'm trying to go out on my own, strike out on my own independently, do more stuff like this. Welcome to my channel, and I appreciate you very much, and I loved my time over there. I appreciate your comment there, Cannabis Al. Thank you, and thanks for finding me. I'm doing more Real Reject stuff this Thursday. We're going to do a commentary on a certain trailer that drops at 6 a.m. Thanks for being here. Jesse got married, but we both think Cate Blanchett is hot in the movie. Also watched her as Gladriel last night. She is goddamn fine at all times. Christine Foon, late but here. Welcome. Never too late, Christine. Welcome. Great brother dynamic in this film, except his wig. Loki always trying to conquer. It's a brother-brother movie, a brother-father movie, a father-son movie, a brother-sister movie, a movie about history, rewriting history, gods, comedy. We haven't gotten to Thor yet. It's good. It's a real good movie. I gotta restructure my list some. I don't think it's in my top 10, but it might be like number 11 or 12. There it is. There's our moment. And Meek with the blades in the background. So good. A reference to what we do in the shadows, beautifully there. 3 vampires. It's really the Taika shared universe we should be focused on. I wonder how much freedom Sam Raimi had on Multiverse of Madness. I wanted to have some of that old school Evil Dead vibe. I think inevitably it will, because they're... Sorry, a jerking off joke always has to be paused for. Lovely, lovely scene. Underappreciated scene. I do think it'll feel like a Sam Raimi film. More and more it seems like the directors are getting to make their choices, kind of starting with this one. Taika really got to make a Taika film. I do think he's going to get some freedom. Shatman says, I love how Disney Plus doesn't make you pay more for the 4K version like Netflix, at only $6 a month, no less. Not too shabby, Disney Plus. Piss off Ghost! Shatman TV, very happy. Caught me late catching up. Welcome again, Christine. Do you think we are headed towards a Secret Wars type event in the MCU or an Avengers Forever? I think we're getting young Avengers, and I think that the Russos were courting Secret Wars up until recently with the Black Widow stuff. I don't know if that's going to happen now. But I think Avengers Forever would be like a Phase 5 event. Also really enjoy how these characters look like little mini Celestials. It would make sense if you're modeling a character in canon, you'd model it after the bigger characters that you were aware of. Like, you know, we make a little... Think about it. We make little robot dogs, right? Because we know dogs. These little mini Celestials mirroring after the big Celestials is very exciting. I think it's going to be really interesting. The Guardians of the Galaxy ride has those Celestial heads, and after Eternals, we're going to see how much impact that is. 80 Stranger Things music makes me happy. Where is Thor Ragnarok in my ranking of the MCU films? It is number 14 or 15. It is not that high. Yes, Stan! Oh, I miss him. Miss him. Amazing. So we got out of the wig for half the movie at least. That's important. It's low because of how many movies I like absolutely love, but this rewatch is probably moving it up at least a spot or two. I'm gonna redo my ranking after What If ends and Eternal, so probably November, and this might have slid it up some. Because right now it's after Black Widow and Falcon, and it might be a little higher than those two now. While watching MOS last night, I was reminded that Russell Crowe was playing Zeus in Love and Thunder. You're absolutely correct, Jesse Swift. We are getting Zeus, and it's the Aussie himself, Russell Crowe. It is going to be a fascinating movie. Christian Bale and Russell Crowe are in Love and Thunder. That movie's going to be bananas. Also, when watching Man of Steel, you should realize that both of Superman's dads, both of them, are Robin Hood. Couple of Robin Hood dads. That's what Superman's got. Is tomorrow's episode of What If Zombie Avengers? I think that's the 6th one, but I'm not 100% sure. This could be zombie. I've been avoiding the trailers because I want to enjoy it blind, so I just wake up and watch. I'm not exactly sure. Curtis Mason, did you see my Streamlab, Coy? I didn't. I'm going to check right now, Curtis Mason. We're about to have his friend from work. Please hold, Curtis. I got you. Thank you for... Oh, Curtis! An hour ago I failed you. I'm so sorry. Thanks for pointing it out. Ragnarok took my top spot for favorite Marvel movie when it came out. Now it's probably number 5 for me. I wish Hulk wasn't in the trailer. I feel like that could have been a Cap with Mjolnir type of surprise. I do feel like the amount of screen time he has, that would have been really hard to do. They could have done it, but I feel like if it came out now, they could have done it. But back then, they were trying to sell this movie pretty hard. Curtis, you have to keep in mind how badly Thor Dark World did. You need to remember they needed to sell this one hard. That's why Hulk's in the trailer. Thank you for pointing out the Streamlab. But I think that's why they shared it. Loki's terror of Hulk here is amazing after Avengers 2012. We've got our Planet Hulk moment. I think they needed to sell this as Planet Hulk and Thor to make the money it needed to make. That's the only reason he was in the trailer. But I wish we had less trailers in general. I'm with you. I'm with you, Curtis. But at least we did get the Cap with Mjolnir surprise save for the trailer. I agree. Loki's terror of Hulk is amazing. Planet Hulk! We live in a movie where people are chanting Hulk in a stadium. First talking Hulk to that level. In the Sakaar outfit. Gladiator battle of Thor and Hulk. Michael, I love his gladiator look so much. Totally agree. I bet Russell Crowe will have 5 minutes of screen time, only be butchered by Christian Bale to establish the villain. I say 10, but I don't think you're wrong. Robin Hood's, also T'Challa wanted to be Robin Hood. T'Challa was a great Robin Hood in What If. It's personally in my top 5. It's one of the most rewatchable MCU movies to be. Can't tell you how many times I've watched it. This is only my 3rd time watching it. Chapman says, okay, I'm not sure either well. And yes, it is zombies. They've been blasting posters. Jesse says, what if tonight at midnight is Zombie Marvel? Chapman says, I forgot how funny these movies are. Yeah, I haven't revisited this one in the 3 or 4 years since theaters. And it is beautiful. Look at that couch. Little Black Widow speech. Little reference. He's no Black Widow, though. There's going to be no hand stroking here. That shit-eating grin, and then the Loki spike. Curtis says, have you seen the animated Planet Hulk film? It used to be on Netflix. It's kind of graphic, but has a lot of similar story beats to the film. I haven't. I've read Planet Hulk with enthusiasm. I struggle with animation. I'm not good at watching animation. It's just not... I don't connect with the characters as much, and that's a fault on me. That is a failure on my part, but I don't tend to watch the animated films. The fact that this is all improv, so he's my friend from work, is a Make-A-Wish kid was on set and made that reference, and it became, in the trailer, but it turned into a whole story subplot. Like, I told him we were friends. It's amazing, the improvisation. You know what? Maybe Hulk does win this fight. I don't think this is Thor's win. Yeah. Full power Thor. But at the end, it is Thor's win. I don't know. That's the beauty of this kind of fight. Everyone wins. We all win. We got to see Thor fight Hulk. And this is a different level of like power up. He's embraced that he's not the god of hammers. He's the god of thunder. And this moment leads to one of the best moments in the MCU with the Endgame moment. But like this is just, yes. Sorry, Infinity War moment. Yeah, that knee shot hurts. I agree. Shabin TV, is it okay if I didn't enjoy the Black Widow Soul movie? Your taste is up to you, man. It's totally okay. Everyone's got their own thing. My mom says this movie finally got me to actually enjoy Chris as Thor. He was just okay up until this. Well, they finally let him be himself. Like, they finally let Chris Hemsworth be Chris Hemsworth. And I think that's the beauty of it, is like they cast a comedic genius and stifled him. So I think this is the most Chris Hemsworth. And I think you're going to enjoy him going forward because of that, Mom. Tyler Jackson, on the other hand, said, I always thought Hemsworth was great as Thor. Nah, Thor took that win. He got cheated. I thought so. Here. John Getz, this is the moment that made me believe a live-action Super Saiyan power-up could look awesome. Dude, I want a live-action Dragon Ball Z so bad. So bad. Here it is. Scourge the Executioner is born. Great world building. Great dynamics. So many lead characters. This movie juggles a lot. Come on, Heimdall. So, Curtis, this was Ragnarok when it came out, was your number one. Now it's number 5. Is that because Infinity War and Endgame and things have taken its spot as the MCU got better and better? I'm curious. Heimdall's got his own movie going on. There he is. Man, Idris Elba. What a fucking force of nature. I would watch the shit out of this movie. Heimdall in Ragnarok, dealing with the fall of Asgard. Give me that movie. Finally let him do something. Out here being Luther. Not untethered. Michael agrees. Dragon Ball Z movie is necessary. I totally agree. Who's better in this movie, Hulk or Banner? Well, I mean, one is serving comedic, one is serving action. I think they are one and the same in this case. Fantastic Mr. Fox. I think both are needed to actually embrace the Hulk. And since Universal owned the Hulk rights until very recently, this is the most Hulk we got, arguably. Which is why, to Curtis's point earlier about the trailer, I do think they needed to sell it. How do I feel they handle Hulk in Endgame? I personally liked it. I was totally okay with the juggling of it, because you had like 30 lead characters, and I thought that they did what they could with the character having built that version of the MCU. I think that all the people that want more Hulk, that are all like, we need more Hulk, and we have a Hulk solo movie, She-Hulk is going to be fantastic for them. That dude is not built like a person. Look at his physique. Like, the thickness of his shoulders and the waist tapering with the lats. His lat to ab ratio doesn't make any sense. And then his obliques are tucked in a way that he doesn't actually have visual obliques. He has, like, obliques that wrap into his lats, that tuck into his glutes, but he's not, like, he's shaped like nobody else. That dude is an actual action figure. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Gladiator. This is the first visuals I thought reminded me of Ed Norton Hulk. Right? The obliques are insane. His entire shape doesn't make sense. I know his core training's crazy because I was on center for a little bit, but it's just such a specific build that I've never seen. Even his stunt double, like, the way, I mean, his genetics are a huge part of it, but the way his lats taper into his obliques and then, like, then glutes, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I'm an Infinity War, a little bit over Endgame guy. Personally, fantastic, Mr. Fox. I also dig Ruffalo's Lou Ferrigno Hulk voice here. I really like the evolution of the characterization. A lot of people are really upset at how the Hulk is handled in the MCU, but for me it works. But I would love to see him get his own solo adventure. But I do think She-Hulk's gonna fill that void for me. Yes. This ties into the wasted potential of the Age of Ultron storyline, the visuals and all the stuff that was wasted in that weird hot tub tripping balls sequence. Just that little bit of taste of that gave me some love personally. It gave me just a taste enough where it was like validated a little bit. Winter, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you very much. Just throwing some love my way is very appreciated as we experience our Ragnarok. Thank you. Also, I like your superhero pair in there. 1 and 2 are Infinity War and Endgame. Have to watch as a pair, Curtis Mason says. He says this is his 5th now. So he's got Infinity War and Endgame. And then his number 3 is Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is my personal number 1. Respect. We've got our first Beta Ray Bill right there. Beta Ray Bill in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen is one of the champions. I appreciated that. I hope we get Beta Ray Bill in Love and Thunder. I wanted it to be Beta Ray Bale. How great would Christian Bale have been as Beta Ray Bill? Alas, it is not meant to be. I also, casually dropping that Hulk got trained by Valkyrie. I love that too, Michael. Fantastic Mr. Fox asks, is Steve Rogers still in the MCU? Will there be more of him? I hope not, because I loved that arc the character got. I want him to be able to retire with peace and resolve, and I can mourn him. Curtis says 4 is Iron Man, and then 5 is, I believe, Ragnarok. That's a solid list, man. I'm into that. Iron Man is my 4 as well. For me, it's Winter Soldier, Guardians, Infinity War, Iron Man, First Avengers. Winter Soldier, Guardians, Infinity War, Iron Man, First Avengers. Yeah, I stand by that. Pouty Hulk. The buddy cop duo we never knew we needed. Apparently this was all improv and that giggle was real, which I enjoy very much. The amount of improv in this set must have been insane, because there's so much just charming ridiculousness, like that kick. Angry girl. I'm thinking we get at least a tease Winter, but I think we get full-on Beta Ray Bill. Personally, I think we get full-on Beta Ray Bill. I could be wrong, but that's what I hope for. I hope we get Beta Ray Bill. Jesus! Valkyrie. Spidey's back. God, I wish they hadn't cut the whole Valkyrie subplot. There's so much heart to Valkyrie in this, and it could have been even more. Again, I love Tessa's portrayal here. John says, plot twist, it's Beta Ray Bill all along in a Thor mask. Chris Hemsworth is actually Beta Ray Bill. That's the secret. I'm just happy for Chris Hemsworth getting to be free of a wig in these moments. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Spider-Man is going back to Sony after No Way Home, isn't he? I think he's got one more Marvel film in the contract, but I do assume there's going to be a fair amount of Sony Spider-Man in this that's going to be just Sony, and I'm okay with that. I'd like more Marvels, but I also think that there's merit in him being not just an Avenger, because that's what heroes do. Hey. Spidey's got the zoomies. The score for this is so fun and synthy. Yes, Winter, I was inspired by you and Spidey Cats and named my cat after a Marvel character, Wiccan. Spidey Cat, you've got a fellow cat, Spidey, well, cat Marvel brother, Wiccan, coming to Phase 4. Kind of a little bit already in Phase 4. He's coming more. Spidey Cat's excited, Winter. He's in. He's co-signed. Dylan Mentis. Hey, Coy, just catching this. Will 11 Thunder top this, do you think? I think it has absolutely the chance to, because this level of comedy with Guardians mixed in and Taika handling the Guardians could be absolutely insane. And you've got Christian Bale, but granted this is Cate Blanchett. I think it's going to be right there. It's going to be insane. I think it has the potential to be. Yes. I love that throwback too. Little tiny Easter eggs like that are magic. Ouch. I love the humanity in his eyes in that moment. Oh. They do such a good job capturing the humanity, the pain of Hulk, and I like MCU Hulk. There could be more, but I like MCU Hulk. And then, of course, after this, he's trapped his banner for Avengers films, and we'll see what happens in the future. Curtis, I guarantee Valkyrie wishes she could go to a Doctor Strange party with those bottomless drinks. It's so much funnier the sun's going down, but he's just a shirtless Mark Ruffalo with giant beads on. It looks good. The heartbreak on the face of a CGI character. That's, I mean, ones and zeros making art. It's going to be very intense. Oh, he's trapped in Scobie Age of Ultron. A long time ago. Remember all that they're developing Blade and Deadpool 3 at the moment? They should be a smaller movies, not big ensembles, don't you think? Deadpool 3, there's no way it's going to be small because Marvel wants that to be a flagship. And Blade, I think, is going to be a little bit more contained, but we'll see. Dylan has it on Disney Plus. Can someone give him the timestamp? They need the timestamp, and I have a different timestamp because I'm watching it on Blu-ray with my screen. Help them out, because I don't know how to do that. I'm at 120 on my live stream, but I don't know where I'm at for the movie for Dylan. I love that Hulk doesn't... I love that Banner doesn't have Hulk concepts. It's great. We got 1 hour and 17 minutes for those playing along at home. 1 hour and 17 minutes. Thank you, Mike McCarstle. No panic attacks, Ruffalo. Come on, Banner, you got this. Is he here? I love how simple Thor is. He would just repeat those little things, trying to make things better. Also, that shot is just stunning. Good God. blame. Poor Loki. Tom Hiddleston's always great as Loki, but his wigs do affect the whole overall experience. And I love the knife fighting. These shots, the side of the van shots, these extreme slow-mos that we could have had some more of. Oh, God, that's stunning. Look at that. That is a comic book. That is the side of a van. That is a metal cover. That is dope as fuck. The lighting and everything is just so stunning. And they use it just enough. So in the deleted scene, that was her lover, and that made this death so much more impactful. But at this point, Disney wasn't quite where they are now with being as forthcoming. Don't talk to Star Wars about it, Poe and Finn. Yes! Hulk in the Tony Stark shirt outfit. That is a direct metaphor from the comic books and a visual they use often. Fantastic Mr. Fox asks, so you think the cameos of many Marvel heroes, cool, especially if they use Spidey's remaining appearance there. I think Deadpool will be a full-on Spider-Man level movie. I think it's going to be a tentpole, not a supporting thing, but time will tell. That's gross. I like that Banner took the manipulation, Hulk didn't. I love all of this dynamic. Is he, though? Tony and the Gypsy. To be an extra in one of these scenes, so much fun. Spider-Man. Jomeo says, loved watching you on Marvel Movie News, man. I hope you're doing well. Keep up the great work. Sorry, struggling to type. No worries. It is probably late where you are or booze. I already had my beer. I respect it, whether typing is impaired or just regular typing issues. Thank you very much. So many people refound me after doing Real Rejects work. So thank you for finding my channel after all these years. I love doing Marvel Movie News. Now I'm doing my own thing, and I appreciate you very much. Welcome to this thing. John Gatt says, Deadpool, a tentpole, clutches pearls, but he's so Vogel. What's someone think of the children? I am thinking of the children. We'll see, John. We'll see. Have you pitched your Deadpool kills the Fox universe to the great Kevin Feige? Maybe. Maybe. Michael says, this movie is so good. Oh, too good. It is. It's very good. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. It's probably in the 11 to 14 range. It's moved up. It's moved up from 15. I'm not going to lie to you. This name actually was enough a historic moment. Revengers made an appearance in Loki on one of the files. The Revengers is canon, which is amazing. Banner nervous around Loki. Loki terrified of Hulk. All of it just so good. There's a clip coming up that I share every year on my birthday, which is a week from tomorrow. It's coming. There's a birthday clip in this that rivals most birthday clips. The subtle things, like the physical humor of the high five fist bump details. Spidey's here. This whole sequence being improv is genius. They handle. Dylan, we are now in the snake sequence where the now we're on Kronk and Meek, not Kronk. We're back to Meek. So they've just recruited Loki to the team of Revengers. The Turn says rewatchability alone has moved to my top 10. I get it. I love the fist from Pi 5. Agreed. Spidey does need more love at all times, and I'm trying. Right, Spidey? And now we've recruited Korg. I love the background wardrobe. Insanity Star Wars goodness. The prisoners with jobs. Like, how much of this was... There he is, Beta Red Bill. How much of this was... And the history of Beta Red Bill. Like, how many people did he defeat? I love the idea that there was probably a framework, and then they just let people go, and they kept the clips they kept. It's magic. Also, the entire Let's Do Get Help sequence, which is used twice, is improv. So much of this was an outline, and it landed beautifully. The brother stuff in this is so good. Dylan, I agree. This makes Loki's death in Infinity War so much more emotional. This really does set up the brother relationship so much leading in Infinity War. And that dark moment of like remorse in the elevator leading to this, and all of the betrayals and everything else, and then the double betrayal. Genius. Spidey Cat says hi. The arc of his character. Dude's arms are like an action figures. Here comes the birthday song. Share it every year on my birthday. Gonna be sharing it next week. I can't wait for his Star Wars, man. So excited. Thor's speech there does really set up the Loki show, right? Right? That's what I'm saying. I listen to the score to this movie at the gym a lot. I will start to, because the score is bumping and I'm an 80 cent dude. And Fantastic Mr. Fox asked my favorite Guardian is Rocket or Nebula. Maybe Nebula. I think Nebula. This whole sequence is just bitching. Hello, son. Dylan, that's the exact moment. So I literally have that saved as just a 20-second video on my phone, and I just share it all willy-nilly that whole day. Here it is. Here it is. Eight days. 8 days, Internet. September 15th. It's my birthday. I also really enjoyed the not sexual tension. Like, that was the one moment they nodded to it, and it was really just like a moment of like high five, and that's a really like nice thing in these kind of movies. I like have to sneeze, and I won't sneeze. What a late second act insanity. We haven't even gotten to Hela yet. To third act Hela. We gotta go through the anus first. Right, Spidey? Oh, that wolf is incredible. Such a good job. Like, that's stunning. Carl Urban does such good work with this character. Anyone that has not recently been on Chris Hemsworth's Instagram, he is currently showing a boxing regimen as he transitions out of Hulk Hogan and Thor into Extraction, and the dude is He makes this look tiny. He is a monster. What a giant human being. Not that it's not nice, it's just on fire. This might be the most quotable MCU film. I'm with you there. It's not for like the badass lines, but for the insane, irreverent humor. I'm with you. Fenris is such a good doggo. I agree. The wolf is bigger than I remember. Yeah, it looks gorgeous too. This movie action is seriously underrated. It's hilarious, but the action really nails conveying power and impact. It's stunning. The scope, what he's done. Like, I keep thinking Star Wars because Taika is going to make such a great Star Wars director because you feel everything so much. I agree, John Getz. Fantastic Four, Guardians 3 will be the last one, or a total lineup change, then Gunn wants to end there. I think that's the last one. And Dylan says, I love Hell's design, has a Disney evil queen element, but space! Yeah, it's like cosmic Disney queen, and I'm about it. I like their dynamic. They care, but not too much. We've seen this beautiful throne in all the films, and it just feels bigger here. There is something that Taika's directing. Sorry, am I ignoring you, Spidey? Hello, son. Spidey's enjoying this rewatch. I might be biased, but I'm Team Chris all the way, says Christine. I'm pretty strongly Team Chris. That dude's a monster. Seems like a nice guy, too. I seriously want a Heimdall movie. The Adventures of Heimdall in the Forest. Yeah. Suit up montage, always. Our first moment of Champion Thor, of King Thor, which is, I think, to come at the end of Thor Love and Thunder. I'm curious if Thor 4 ends with King Thor ruling a new Asgard and Jane Foster as Thor the Avenger, Thor the Warrior, and he's on the throne. Maybe a new throne. Michael McCarstle, give me a Heimdall show. Agreed. Yesterday. This cut is weird. Hella looking down from the hideout and suddenly in the throne room. Nerd Chronic, editor of the Schmodown, noticing an edit I never noticed as an editor of much repute. That's a really good point. It's a really good point. Nerd Chronic, I did not notice that. I bet there's a lot of extended things that I just don't notice in the edit. It's a good point. This movie's probably very long. Because it's a 2:10 movie. I'm sure there's a lot more to it. Yeah, green and red capes fighting. Hi, buddy. I know. You are a cat. May I help you? I'm giving you pets. Need more pets? How about some belly pets? Yeah, Fenris. The whole Rainbow Bridge. Hi, buddy. Hello. Spidey's pretty seasoned in his watchalongs. Yes, that's true. And Mom, he is very chatty. He is, and John, he is looking for Spider-Man. Spidey, where is he? Is this Hela and Thor? So Thor's friends with Spider-Man, but Spider-Man's not in this movie, but Thor's friends with him. Okay. That was enough to appease him. Michael, on the other hand, does not mind the cut. There's the eye. Big loss going forward. See it? Spidey has a big dog. Yeah. What if there was a big Spidey cat in this movie? Would you like that? He's very focused on watching. He's very intent. Yeah, Heimdall. Telling you. I am with Michael on this Heimdall show. I was thinking movie, but this be a good show. The dramatic jump out of the airplane moment, but in a spaceship, and... oh. Only in this movie does that joke work. Yes, that reveal is amazing. Such a fun way to play with like the legend of Hulk, with her not knowing and them knowing each other, but as the Hulk, and then that little like it's just such fun mythology use. He's lost his eye. It showed there is stakes, Michael, for a movie. Yeah, that slap. You feel it, Dylan. You feel it. Mass Llama! Get some sleep, but thanks for coming in and saying hi. Spidey and I appreciate you, Mass Llama. Welcome. Get some rest. We'll be here. The MCU earned that kind of cartoon-like physical comedy? Absolutely. At this point, I totally agree. Hey, man. Korg and Meek rescuing Heimdall. Hi, son. I love you. Loki, full helmet. Full of himself. Real happy about it. Oh, the ship before it becomes a source of destruction. Seeing that ship really hurts post-Infinity War. Look at that beautiful savior of Asgardians. I haven't rewatched this since before Infinity War. That actually hurt, that moment. That was something. Get it? It's all Loki wanted, really, but not how he thought. Wow, right? There's so many... Like, Loki's arc in the MCU is incredible. Is he the god of hammers? I think not. Yeah, the Asgardians were alive once. Beautiful, beautiful father-son moment. Asgard's a people. And Asgard becomes a place actually in the States, which they use in the Loki show. One of those locations is like 2 hours where what Asgard in America was for a brief 90s arc. But this whole scene, man. Yeah. This is such a beautiful moment, and then it leads beautifully into the Infinity War moment. Stunning. Look at that. All the imagery from the movie built to this moment. We get the side of the van imagery, the comic book imagery, the comedy, the bringing back of Immigrant Strong. It is such a fucking moment. One of those top MCU moments. I get chills again. There's chills in this arm. I don't know if you can see the goosebumps, but they're there. Get him. That's a god, that is Spidey Cat. You see him? That's Spidey's friend. Spider-Man and him are friends. That's Thor Odin's son. Yes. So much swag. It's got Thor fighting a giant wolf. What do you want, people? This really did revive an entire corner of the MCU and change the whole tone like Guardians did. This is the Guardians caliber zeitgeist shift. Because Phase 4 is going to be a lot more of this flavor. Look at that. God damn. Spidey, Asgard is a people. The chat is very excited about riding the lightning. New Asgard and Quincy Mass Kid. Yeah, Michael, Dylan, everybody, John, I agree. Yeah, the Avengers. Also similar to the Loki boarding scene. A lot of parallels here. Dylan says the kinetic energy with sound and body of all of it coming together to this moment. Taika is only getting started, I'm sure. I agree. Because he's so good in just building. Indie and blockbuster alike. Oh, Spider-Cat taking out all the Asgardians. I don't know how many times he says this is madness in the run. You just feel Carl Urban, he's so good at the eyes. The guilt is real. But you know he's gonna save him. He's got to be a good guy. He's got to make the choice. Also, that moment sets up what happens in Loki. That very item, literally the thing that allows him to keep existing, he ignores to... Come on. Great writing. Great 10-year plan. He literally passes on the thing that allows his entire continuation in the MCU to exist. Or so we think. Yes, right from the comic books. This is straight Dees and Stroy. Curtis, I believe he is still using the sword from the Sakaar, yes. For Asgard, look at that moment. Yeah. Redemption. Oh, Spider Cat. That chip is gorgeous. And there's the Surtur from the comic books, allowing Taika to play both ways. Genius. Oof. Size of a mountain. He listens to Angry Lady. Big monster. Goddess of Death versus Surtur, Spidey Cat. Yeah, I really hope we get more Hela. What a crazy movie. I don't know if Surtur cared if it was evacuated, Michael. I think his whole thing was like singular minded. He was to destroy Asgard, and in his mind he did. Heimdall. And then Infinity War gets a little rough for the people. Oh. Brothers. Curtis loves the Korg joke. I agree. Michael McCarstle says definitely top 5 MCU. I don't put it in my top 5, but I'm enjoying this rewatch quite a bit more. And I'm really curious how I re-rank after probably Eternals. I think Eternals will be my next re-rank. Yeah, look at these Asgardians of the galaxy. Look at that. Oh, that's a good movie. That's a good movie. Written by comic writers, largely on Taika. It's a good movie. Spidey liked it. Spidey, what'd you think? What'd you think, Spidey? He's a little alarmed by the light. Not gonna lie to you. That was a great time. That definitely moved up my list. I don't think it makes my top 5, but it definitely moved up my list. My top 5 is just so solid. Like, I feel very strongly about my top 5. The tone's still a little off for me compared to the rest of the universe. I see why it is what it is. Some little things bother me, but overall it's a really fun time. I see the rewatchability. I see the quotability. I definitely see all those things. But I do think it falls in the 10 to 15 range, 11 to 15 range somewhere. It might crack like 9 or 10, but I need to look at it. For me personally, everyone's got their own thing. Let's see. Michael McCarstle, Winter Soldier's number 1. 2 is Endgame, 3 is Infinity War, 4 is Black Panther, 5 is Ragnarok for him. Dylan, thanks for the stream tonight, Coy. You're a positive voice throughout the week, and I always appreciate it. I hope you do another soon. Dylan, thank you very much. I appreciate the hell out of that. I think we're going to be doing another one by the end of the month because this was technically catching up August, so I kind of want to do Doctor Strange. I'm going to talk to Mr. Michael McCarstle, maybe do some Doctor Strange, because that's my other low-ranking MCU film that everyone gets mad at me about, and that'd be kind of fun leading up to, I mean, obviously before we do Multiverse of Madness, but even before the Eternals, it might be kind of fun to do Doctor Strange. We're going to talk about it. They might tease something in the credits, John Getz says. Who knows what might happen? We better stick around. My top 5, The Turn asks, are Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity War, Iron Man, Avengers 1 are my top 5. Pretty solidly. Christine says Ragnarok is my most watched. Just love it. Definitely top 5. Michael McCarstle says, although I admit Black Panther and Ragnarok go back and forth. Ooh, something's happening. The Turn says solid top 3 is you. Do you think that many people were mad about not liking Doctor Strange? Seems like a lot are mad on it. What's interesting is I thought that too until recently, and then I posted my top list with Shang-Chi, and everyone was like, Doctor Strange zealots came out of the woodwork, which I just did not expect. I just want to know how Thanos found them. It's an Asgardian ship. I just feel like that's where it's gonna. I mean, that seems like a thing. You know what? I'm gonna go to my Instagram and read you guys my top, because I posted it fairly recently. So I'm gonna see where this might move to. Just for you guys exclusively that stayed through the whole chat. Let's see where I might put it. Okay. So my top is Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity War, Iron Man, Avengers, Endgame, Civil War, Loki, Black Panther, Shang-Chi. I feel very strongly about that 10. I feel like that's my 10. WandaVision, Iron Man 3. It might go right there after Iron Man 3. It might go Thor Ragnarok, then Black Widow, then Spider-Man, Homecoming, then Falcon Winter Soldier, and then that's where I originally had Thor Ragnarok, was after Falcon Winter Soldier. So originally it was 4, 8, 12, 16. Originally it was 16. It might have just moved up to 13. It might take over Black Widow's spot, pushing Black Widow to 14. I got to think on that. It might be right there. But it also might be right after Black Widow, before Spider-Man Homecoming. I need to watch Homecoming again. I do think it takes over the Falcon Winter Soldier spot. So it might only move up 1, but it might move up to 3. It might move 1 spot, might move 3 spots. Got to think about it. It's between 1 and 3 spots higher. So it's either going to land at 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, or it's going to land at 13. It's either going to be at 15 or 13 when all is said and done. It is currently 16. So it's going to make a move, presumably, between now and the Eternals. All right. Let's see if we got anything else grooving and moving in the chat. I do want to thank very specifically the great Michael McCarstle, patron saint of Watchalongs, for sponsoring this very chat. I want to thank all the new members of the Koi Pond who have just joined my channel, who didn't know I was still on these internets, post Collider, post all the things. So many people were like, oh my god, I haven't seen this guy in forever. Welcome to my channel, trying to grow this. I am trying to grow this channel and do more things independently without a network. I've been trying to get back to a network, but I think now the move is to be my own thing. So I'm growing my TikTok, growing my Instagram, growing my YouTube. Please do like, comment, and share this to get people on the channel. I'm 1,700 from 10K here, and I'm 60 from 10K on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do. And if you want to share this with people, or share any of my videos with people, share my news video from earlier today, share my little 1-minute videos with people. I want to get to 10K at least. And I also want to thank Dylan for the super chat, Winter for the super chat, Curtis Mason, as always, for the Streamlabs and all the Patreon support, Alma earlier, Curtis Mason earlier, Scott Welsh earlier, Jesus earlier, Dan V900 earlier, Lavelle earlier. Fantastic, fantastic folks to have in the Koi Pond. I very much appreciate them. Let's see what people are saying in here. Spidey is passed out. Good night, Spidey. It's been a pleasure having you with us. It was just a bunch of Matt Key alt accounts. Why don't you like Doctor Strange more? You know what? Matt Key would be that, John Getz. Matt Key just raging against the machine at me. That big mid-credit scene was a big what the fuck moment in the theater. Yeah, because we nerds recognize that as Thanos' ship. But if you really don't know, that is such a moment of just like ominous shiphood. Just doom. But it's not an Asgardian ship. They still have Sakaar. Touche. Big old touche to you, sir. Wait, didn't Loki, he stole the Tesseract. So he was tracking the Tesseract. That's how he found him. He stole the Tesseract, it was in his pocket, and then he tracked the Tesseract, and that's how he found him and killed him on the planet. I'm just glad this gave you a fresh perspective on the film. I appreciate that. I am glad as well. Spidey stayed and had a good time. Spidey and I just vibing out. He's right here just chilling. All right. This is one of our most liked watch-alongs because we have the new surge of folks. Thanks to the Real Rejects and my guest appearances there and at Riley's Roundtable and on The Big Thing, have been getting more folks in, so I appreciate all the likes and comments and people growing this beast with me. We're only like 40 or so likes from 8,300, which is pretty fucking rad, or followers, not likes. Wait, that was Thanos? Oh man, I should watch the next movie and see what happens, I guess. John, frankly, it's a shared universe, so it's called the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Universe implying a certain amount of connectivity. I would recommend you check out the next film. I know there's a lot of them, but I do think you'd get an appreciation out of it. There's also this show called My Hero Academia I think you'd like. If you enjoy this world, comic books, etc., I think you'd dig it. It's good stuff. It seems like your cup of tea. Spidey is so tired. He just wants to sleep. We're going to go to bed soon, buddy. Like an hour. I promise. I got to eat. Yeah, I guess he just tracked some kind of energy signature from it. Just wanted to line or do a dialogue in Infinity War to clarify. Yeah, I don't remember if they say anything at the top or not. They might, but I don't remember a line about, oh, what's happening? Perhaps the Goldblum? The Goldblum. See, I don't think we lose him here. I know it seems to be. Also, if you remember What If, Episode 4, when all of the trapped people take over the Collector, that's his brother. So he meets the same end as his brother, the Grand Master and the Collector. I like that parallel, but I also think he survives this. Nerd Chronic, you should get her on My Hero. She'd dig it. We don't see him get swarmed, and it's a tie. Grandmaster, Thor, Love and Thunder, coming at you. A Thor will return Infinity War, and it'll get real sad. Infinity War is real intense, and it's very much my number 3. All right, you lovelies. From myself and Spidey Cat, in honor of Michael McCarstle, we appreciate you very, very much. Who could kill such a charming man? John Getz closes us out with. That's very fair. They just go straight to Thanos and co. having slaughtered the refugees on the ship. What a dark point. Yeah, they do just kind of fucking dive in, don't they? But he's got the Tesseract, so maybe they're just like, he's hunting Infinity Stones. But yeah, you're right. All right, you lovelies, that is going to do it. I appreciate each and every one of you. That is going to be our watch-along commentary conversation. We'll be back next week with a My Hero Academia review. We'll be back this week with a Ted Lasso review for AJ Lancaster. We'll be back tomorrow with Coy-Cast for a brand new Coy-Cast ringing up the news, and we'll be back with lots of Schmodown goodness. There's lots and lots of Coy content on these internets. Follow my TikTok, follow my Instagram, follow me on YouTube, like, subscribe, bell, etc., etc. And thank you to Michael McCarstle for being a patron and for these watch-alongs being a whole thing. And thanks to Spidey Cat. Much love, gang. I will see you very, very soon on all these internets. Bye, guys.